Chanel, and this is my YouTube channel about all my yarny adventures. You can find me on Instagram and Ravelry as Mama of Yarn. I hope you're all well today. Today is February 1st, so today's video is going to be about my finished objects, works in progress that I'm working on, and also my January wrap up of grams in, grams out, how much yardage I have knit and used, and about how many projects I've finished. I had a little mental moment then. So first things first, this is my YouTube channel. I can't remember whether I've said that, about all my yarny adventures, about my knitting, crochet, and anything crafty and yarn related that I'm up to. So today, I have one finished object and 1, 2, 3 whips and a future cast on that's going to be cast on today. So first things first, let's start with the finished object. And if you have been paying attention, you can see it here. Oh my goodness, isn't she a beaut? Let's bring her over. So I was able this week to finish my Aurora Cabin Shawl by Stephen West. Look at her. Oh my goodness, I am in love with her. So this has been knit, if you haven't been around following, with my advent from Kitey from the Yarn Whisperer. And here she is. There was 22 mini skeins of 20 grams each and 3 100-gram skeins, and just finished her off. Look at that little, I have washed and blocked her. She is gorgeous. So here she is in all her glory. She is a beast. So let's do some figures. First of all, let's show you the back. Here she is, just in case anyone is wondering. And here is where I wove in my ends. Oh, is that one? No. And snipped them. I'm not the neatest when it comes to weaving in ends, but I didn't want to carry all the yarns. I have got one little bit here that I've snipped a little bit too close. I might just redo that. Because I used my advent, I did have a hell of a lot more ends to weave in than everybody else. But there she is. Oh my goodness, I can't stop looking at her. She's a piece of art. You could hang her on the wall, couldn't you? So, first things first, let's just give you a quick rundown on how I wear them. So I wear my shawls like that. I put a smaller end at the front just for warmth, and then with the rest sort of got the middle section just on my shoulder there. Just give them a little twist round. That way you get to see, if I stand up, all of this depth here at the front. And then you have the little peekaboo with the bottom. And that is how I wear them. I do have a shawl cuff. I'll show you how I use that on another shawl that I'm doing, because that's upstairs at the moment. And the warmth is amazing. So as I've got this turtleneck on today, oh, excuse me, I am going to take it off and just hang it on the back here, but one last look. And then I will talk to you about figures. So here is what I have left over from my advent. I have quite a bit of the main skeins. There's around 80 in here, and I believe around 60 of the other two. But the minis, that's it. All these little nuggets of, see if I can hold them. Maybe not. I thought I might be able to, oh yes I can, here we are. So that's it. 22 minis, and that's all I have left. So the shawl itself weighs 467 grams, and that equates to 2,041 yards. Whoa! Major yardage for January, although, as we'll find out later on, that took up most of my time. I knit that on a 4mm, which I believe, from memory, is a US 6. I don't think I've got my little book here. No. So I will have all my projects, information, Dyers, all the good stuff linked down below. But if there is anything that you don't get an answer for, shoot me over a message, DM me, and I'm more than happy to give you the information. I do believe it was a size 6 US, and project pages, etc. down below. What else can I say about it? It took me exactly 1 month. I cast it on December 30th and finished it January 30th. I cannot believe it. There's so many. Oh, the hkal bind off. Shocking. 1,087 stitches on a 3 hkal bind off. Ooh, was a beast. Took me all day to do that. I had to start throughout the whole day. I just could not handle it in one sitting. And I think that is all the information about it. So 25 different colours. I have got a spreadsheet just in case anyone wants to know or wants to do it themselves. And I'm more than happy to shoot that over to anyone if they want the breakdown of the different days, grams used for each of the different days, sections, etc. More than happy to share that. And I think that's everything. I am pleased I did it, but I won't lie, it was quite heavy going. Those rows were very long by the end. And that is that beautiful shawl all finished. So let's move on to whips. So whips for today, I have, let's have a look, what have I done with it? My bebop socks. I think I showed you these last week, and I'd only got the tiny cuff done. Oh my goodness, I'm all caught up. What is happening here? So I have now progressed. Oh my goodness. Only I could get so caught up from a bag, project bag. Let's stick that back in here. Here we go. These are my bebop socks. Let's show you the yarn first of all. Felici, bebop, lip picks. Beautiful yarn, so soft. And as you can see, machine washable and tumble dry on low. Perfect for gift knits. If you're knitting any socks for family members, friends, partners, loved ones, I recommend a sock yarn where they don't have to worry about hand washing, blocking, none of those washing care instructions on those special knits that we use. Things like this, they can chuck them in the wash, put them in the tumble dryer, and they're fine. They wash up beautifully. So, this is what I've decided to do. Here's my cuff. I'm knitting these on a 2.25mm needle, 64 stitches, top down, slip stitch heel, turn and gusset, and I chose to do on the colour changes just a little slip stitch. So every 4th stitch I slipped just on the colour row and have just knit it. But, and as this always happens when you've got a million different things going on in your mind and life, as you can see, once I'd done my heel, totally forgot to do the slips. What am I like? So, the little slip stitches will just be on the leg, and I'm knitting the gusset decreases and the foot completely straight, vanilla, no slip stitches at all. The only thing that I've got issues with, the second ball of yarn, I've pulled the middle out to see how far through to get to the same point, and I've got to pull out all of this. So I'm not too sure whether I'm going to have enough to get them to match. So I'm doing the first one. Oh, sorry, in here, look, there's a bit more that came out as well. I'm doing the first one. I'm going to weigh it, see how much it weighs, then weigh the yarn bath that I had to pull out to get to the same point. And if it works out, fantastic, I'll get them to match. If not, I'm just going to start, and they'll be non-matching socks. I'm hoping I can get them to match. But how fun is that colourway? So 2.2, 2x2 rib for the cuff, 20 stitches. I did, I believe, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 row leg, and I think I'll do around 50-ish for the leg, foot. And that is my first whip for you today. 2.25mm Chow Gu 9-inch. I love a 9-inch. They go so quick. I'm more than happy to put up little tutorials or anything for people if they need them. There are hundreds on YouTube already. I do appreciate that. So just Google in about 9-inch if you want to know, or shoot me a message and I can always put a little video up. And aren't they beautiful? Haven't decided whether I'm going to keep these or gift them. If I can keep them matching, definitely going to give them a gift, as a gift, knit them, put them in my gifts for the year basket. And that is those. My second works in progress is a test knit. It's a test crochet for Kitey of the Yarn Whisperer. It's a little succulent plant. And here he is at the moment. So how cute is this? Look at these little pieces. Isn't it just a little doll? Soil, you get in the pattern, you get lots of instructions for lots of different variations. So you get the pattern for the soil and each of these individual plants. And the idea is you use a glass jar. I've just got a little jam jar here. I'll show you the lid. I've washed out my jam. And you pop it in almost like a little greenhouse. I've got to get another little jar. I've really crammed my plants in. And then the idea is, I haven't finished yet. You crochet a little cover for your lid. But after doing that, it was so cute, I decided I've got this beautiful tea drinking cup, and how wonderful would it be to make one to sit inside. So I've done somewhere, where is it? Here it is. My first little plant. Here he is. How cute is that? I have to sew him on. And here I'm now designing with the pattern a row of plants for that. It's beautiful. So I will talk more about that pattern test once it's all been released. You crochet in various different hook sizes depending on which yarns you can use. There's instructions for everything, all different yarns, all different hook sizes, how to adjust the pattern for your size of jars, cups, whatever it is you're going to use, and you just go wild. It's such a fun, scrappy project as well. I believe I crocheted this in about a couple of hours. It was fantastic. Extremely well written pattern. I can highly recommend it. I'll talk more once we've got the final versions up and running, and you can have fun. Look all on these little plants. Let's pop him in back in here. Look how cute that is. It's like a little ecosystem, isn't it? All on its own, growing inside a jar. Is that what they're called? The little ecosystems? Self-sufficient ecosystems, aren't they? Where the little plants and everything grow themselves. You don't have to do anything with them. And that is my work in progress number 2. Work in progress number 3, if you've been following along, now that I've got this off the hook, off the needles, I can get on to my next Advent yarn shawl that I was making. The adventure shawl, the quest. I believe I showed it last week and I said I hadn't really done much. Well, this week, because I'd focused on finishing this, I've only got one day. So there I was. I've done day 14 and the brioche section introducing day 15, which I've lost, is this one here. And there she is. I won't show you the whole shawl again. I've shown it enough times. I think you're probably sick and tired of seeing all these projects and can't wait for me to start something else. But there she is. So I'm hoping now that I've got my Aurora Cabin Shawl finished, I can really crack on. I'll just show you a little bit there. Oh, look at that. It's beautiful, that section. 3.75mm Chalgu US 5, so definitely US 6 for my Aurora Cabin Shawl. And there's not much else to say about that. It's long, it's scarf-like, it's going to be beautiful, and all project information down below for it. Woolly Mama yarns for the yarn advent for this one, beautiful. So on a sock yarn, it's a little thinner than the Corridale. I don't think I mentioned that. The Yarn Whisperer Advent is on a Corridale 80/20. This is a 75/25. I believe it's a merino, but it is definitely on the thinner side, as you can see. So very light, flowy, perfect for shawls. Not too sure about socks. I'm going to try and knit a pair of socks in the day 25 skein and see how they compare. Not much else to say about that. Beautiful, love it, gonna focus on it. Goals for this week, definitely the shawl. And so that was the 3 whips. Future cast-ons, which will be today. Today is February 1st. So that means, sorry, just getting everything ready. Desert Vista Dye Works in the Bad Romeo colourway, monthly socks. So here it is. Oh, here it is. I've caked it all up. Look at those beautiful colours. So I'm just going to knit vanilla 2.25, 64 stitches, Chargu red lace, 9-inch. If anyone has any ideas on patterns and things, but by the time this goes up, as we all know, I'm extremely, what's the word? Impulsive, perhaps, and I'm just gonna cast them on. Although if you can put something down on a pattern you enjoy knitting or recommend for this, I might just only have the cuffs done, so I can probably then pattern the legs and foot. Perfect, beautiful. So that's everything. I haven't got any acquisitions, so stats wise, for January, sadly only 3 projects. 2 pairs of socks, 1 shawl. I'm hoping February to get lots more done. So quick stats. I knit 596 grams worth of yarn. I only had 120 in because that was the Yarn Whisperer sock club, and that totaled somewhere here 2,620 yards. Shocking. I was really hoping to get around 3,000 every single month, but we can start slow. We can slow and steady wins the race. So what have you been up to? Would love to hear about it. I hope you're well. What are you knitting on? Are you focusing on sweaters this year, shawls this year, socks this year? I'm thinking, I've got the shawl bug. That's what I'm thinking. I shouldn't have, I never wear them. I just look at them. I block them, I put them in my wardrobe or hang them up. I wear them probably a handful of times a year, but there's just something about them that I want to knit all the shawls, every single one. If you've got a favourite pattern that you've come across, or designer, or any thoughts on shawls, DM me, drop me a message. I would love to hear about them all. I want all the patterns. Or, on another thought, if you have any patterns that you want to sway me towards, drop them down below. I want to do all the knits actually. Sweaters, cardigans. I'm always going to be knitting socks. You will be sick and tired of all the socks that you see this year. I shouldn't say that because you're not going to come back. Please do come back. Do watch me. I do enjoy talking to you. All the things. I just want to knit all the things. I'm going, on a different note, to a yarn festival at the end of February. February 25th, I'm going to Unravel, so I will be taking you along with me. We'll have a little look round at the different stalls, vendors, dyers. Might even be cheeky and ask Kitey to pop his little head in the video for you so you can see him, because as you know, I talk about him all the time. He is one of my favourite dyers, and not much else to tell. I won't bother you with life stuff. You don't want to hear it. you're sick and tired of it all. So many people chatter on about their life stuff. You don't know who we are. You don't need to know about us. Unless you do, then do drop me a message. I hope you're all well. I want to hear about what you're working on. I want to know that you're well. Let's check in on everyone. Let's make sure everyone's okay. January, I know we're out of it. It is a bit of a downer month, but now we're heading into spring. Hopefully the weather's going to start popping some hotter days in on us. Flowers are start to bud, and we all start to get that, just that little bit of warmth in our body, don't we? That makes us feel a little bit happier. So I'm going to leave it here. I shall wish you well with your crafting, yarning, dyeing, spinning. Do any of you spin? That's something I want to start looking into. I would love to start spinning fibre. If you've got any YouTube videos, people that I should watch to get an idea of it, drop them below. I hope you're all well, and until we meet again, well, first of all, thank you for joining me, and thank you for lasting out this long. And until we meet again, I'll see you next week. Happy crafting. Take care. Bye.